President Joe Biden in Louisiana right now. You just saw him.
Yes.
Earlier, he arrived at Armstrong International Airport. That happened at about 1 o'clock. He is now getting a firsthand look of the damage left by Hurricane Ida and meeting with the local leaders and meeting with the residents of Laplace at this very moment. The president and members of his administration have been in contact with officials all week long. And then after arriving, he went right to Laplace, which is where we find Paul Murphy right now. Paul. All right, we're having a bit of an issue getting in touch with Paul, but we'll get to him in just a moment. But again, this was shot, Charisse, just a few hours ago. Cedric Richmond there, he has never played a more important role in the state of Louisiana as he does right now.
Yeah, and it's actually sort of a blessing to actually have Cedric Richmond, of course, who has that New Orleans connection, working alongside the president. The president was touring some of the communities that were most devastated as Hurricane Ida, of course, battered the coastal parishes and the river parishes as well. The president met with local leaders a little bit earlier. We streamed that live on our Facebook and our website, also here on Eyewitness News. Speaking with leaders over in St. John Parish, Jacqueline Hotard and Matthew Jewell over in St. Charles Parish, speaking with all of the leaders of the parishes that have been severely impacted by Hurricane Ida and who are facing some of the worst damage. And we know that some power outages there are still holding on, and they could last about a month. Homes that are devastated and water that is still being sort of drained and siphoned out of people's homes.
Yeah, and Charisse, I think we do have Paul Murphy now standing by where the president is.
Now, the president met with local and state leaders here at the St. John Parish Emergency Operations Center. He told them that he was here to listen to what they need and what families need to get back on their feet. Now, Mr. Biden also toured the Cambridge subdivision just moments ago in Laplace with St. John President Jacqueline Hotard and Congressman Troy Carter. The neighborhood was just hammered by Hurricane Ida with more than 100-mile-per-hour winds, sustained winds, 17 inches of rain, and devastating storm surge from Lake Pontchartrain. The president got out, walked around, and talked with neighbors about their damage and their needs. The president said he, too, is frustrated with the pace of getting power restored. He also said his administration was working to get gas flowing again at the pump. The storm knocked out area refineries. He authorized the use of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to help kickstart that process.
There's nothing political about this. It's just simply about saving lives and getting people back up and running. And we're in this together, and so we're not going to leave any community behind, rural, city, coastal, inland, and I promise we're going to have your backs till this gets done.
And one thing we also learned from the FEMA administrator today is that they are bringing in a cruise ship to help house that massive influx of first responders who have come to Louisiana to help out. Coming up new at 5, we visit with folks in the Cambridge subdivision that now have a long road to recovery. In Laplace, Paul Murphy, Eyewitness News.